got that G and my nullos. I'm just saying. We pull up to the scene, they be filled with jealousy. If a bitch get
stop
finicky, she gon' bring the energy. I hit a phone with a
3, 2, 1, action.
Dear light.
So hello everyone, it's Salvidi and I'm back for another video and I hope you guys are having a good time and welcome to my channel. How are you guys doing? Let me know in the comments below. I love you all so much, but let's talk. So you all know they've been saying, oh my god, there is a lot of labor shortage in our economy, you know. So I was like, okay, you know what, I do have free time even if I'm running my salon and I also have the YouTube going on. I also have like 2 days where, you know, it's meant to be my days off. So I was like, wait, I can take that away from YouTube and get a job part-time, you know. And then I applied for a salon / retail store. I would not put the name here, but it was interesting because I have never experienced such stuff in my life.
The woman I'm trying to become would draw no satisfaction from this at all. Fortunately, I'm not that woman just yet.
Except the TSA and stuff like that, you know, of federal buildings, which I really don't go to, but they don't do that to you like this. So I went for an interview. Let's put it this way, before the interview I was for it and I wasn't for it, just because, you know, I've been working for myself. I've been self-employed for almost 5 years now. So going back into that world of working with people and stuff like that, I've been having this anxiety, but I want to do it also. So when I went there, I was like, okay, if the interview goes amazing, I'm taking it right away. You know, I didn't just want to block it off. I wanted to give it a chance, which I did. So we did it back and forth calls. Then I went for the interview. My landlord even drove me there because I didn't even know where this place is. It's like 2 miles away from my house. I was like, oh, okay, this was interesting. Though there are sketchy streets on the way, but that's okay because I was like, you can just run past through the streets if you take the job. I know that's right. So I went there, you know, I was like, okay, let's do this. I got there about 30 minutes before my interview. That was yesterday, yesterday was the 20th, yes. September 20th. So I went there 30 minutes before my interview. I was there. I was excited to see what they have for me, you know, and what I have for them. But I wanted to see what they can offer. And it's crazy because they're like, oh my god, the labor shortage. It's like they scream labor shortage, but they don't scream the other parts of it, you know. And I was like, okay, you know, with the living wage situation, I'm like, guys, it's not a living wage situation, because I know these employers will always find a way to cut that, and still at the end of the day you'll be making what you made before the increase in living wage to 15. I knew that, but everyone thought I was crazy. Well, everyone is seeing it now. So let's get back to the story. So when I got there, all dressed, you know, you guys know me, you know what I give. So I sat down and I was waiting. So I actually got there before the people who were meant to do the interviews for us. That was around 9 a.m. in the morning. I went for this job interview because my friend, she's moving to Arizona and she wants me to take her spots or some days that she works there, or her clients, you know, to work with them. So that's why I even gave it a shot in the first place. And I also needed the money, people, you know. I told you what I pay my rent, so I was like, if you bring in more money, that can help with your investments and stocks and dividends and crypto investments. Okay. You guys know I'm an investing hairstylist, right? So when I got there, sat down, then they came, met me. I was the one who shook their hands, you know, like, hi, nice to meet you, because that's what you should do. Then I got into the building and I was so excited because guess what? I saw Ashley Strong. Shout out to Ashley from Instant Influencer, the one who won season 1. I saw her products displayed. I was like, oh my god. That's when you know that these YouTubers, they've arrived. So I was so happy to see her online just displayed there. You'll see the video here showing you. I was so excited. So that really changed my mood. I was like, okay, I will make this work, let's go. So I got in, then my model came afterward, then I took her in, and my friend was like, oh, my mom is here. So I went in, sat my model down, dressed her up, you know, and I was looking for the salon cape. They had a regular cape. I was like, wow, this reminds me of my first years as a stylist, where I worked before having my own place and all. And I was like, oh my god, wow, still that standard, just a little bit notchy. Okay, so we started the stuff, and then the person who is to interview us was asking me questions, you know, and they were like, okay, so what will you be doing? And I told them, well, I'll be doing a single process, but I'll be doing it with dimensions. I'll be adding dimensions to it because I love seamless effect. You know, I prefer the base, you know. I was giving the tea, and they were like, oh, the roots? I was like, no, the base. So once I said the base and they said the roots, I was like, okay, that is strike one there, but it is what it is.
We are going to pretend we didn't hear that. Let's move on.
Then he was like, oh, the other person is doing some foils, partial foils. I was like, partial highlights, okay? I was like, okay, terminologies are still back, it's okay, you know. And I started, so I took the color. I was like, then he was like, why are you picking this color and why are you picking this color? I was like, well, I had to describe the guest's hair and the color she have and the blonde, you know, she had partial highlights. I wanted to take out the warmth from it and make it more natural. You guys, you've seen my work on Instagram, so you know the type of stylist I am. I'm very critical about myself. I'm always my own competition. So I explained that, and he was like, why don't you just do it all at once? I was like, no. So when I explained what I was doing, he said, oh, seamless effect, that's interesting. I wouldn't have thought about it that way. And I was like, okay, this is the person, you know, and this person is like the artistic director or stuff like that. But I know that when I saw him, I could tell that I'm older and more experienced in life as a whole, you know. We went to college and all that stuff, so I'm looking at the hair industry from that aspect. I cannot look at it from someone who got, you know, a high school diploma and then went to cosmetology school, right? Because I have these other parts of me too. So I started working, you know, mixed it, applied, and he was like, oh wow, you're really fast. I was like, honey, I've been doing this almost 10 years, soon it will be 10 years, you know. There's no way you don't expect me to act like a new stylist. It's not possible in the first place, you know. So we finished that. I did everything, and the lady was still there doing her stuff there. I was done with my stuff. I was done with my service, like in 2 hours I was done, you know, blow dried style cord. And honey, when you're selling on yeah, you'll be working at a different, you know, way. So when I was done, the lady loved her color, you know. She was like, oh my god, my hair looks amazing. I was like, yes. And I was, while doing the interview, I was like, oh, so what's the line? And he was like, oh yeah, our line is, you know, as we have the acidic color fusion. And you know, I was like, oh, that's nice. So play with another line, you know. I was like, okay, Redken, I love what you're giving me, because I know Redken, L'Oreal, and Matrix, they are like brothers and sisters. And you guys know I'm certified as a L'Oreal colorist and balayage artist. So I explain, you know, because they have to give you back and forth to see. So after the interview, you know, they came, checked the hair, and they were like, so what do you think you would have done differently? And I was like, well, when I do my haircuts, I check them one way, check them two ways. So it was nice to see them check it in a third way. And I was like, oh wow, you know, like I really appreciated that, because I was like, oh, okay, it's been a while I saw this type of check, you know. And they were like, you know, they looked at it like, oh, really nice, we love the way you styled it, we love the way you gave her body and all that. I was like, in my head I was like, this is one of the simplest things. So they were like, so do you have a portfolio? So I was like, well, I have Instagram, you know, how I network. And then they were like, oh, so I was like, you know, I have my own studio. And then they started, you know, like, oh, so would you bring your clients over here? Mind you, I was like, hold on, I came here so I can get a different experience from working with my guests. They are in a different part of the state, and this place is a different part of the state, which is close to my house. And that's how I wanted it. Living in the city, working in the suburbs. And this time, this job is in the city with me. So when they said that, I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know this was the plan for me to bring my guests over here. And I don't mind if my guests can come over here, but I've looked at, while doing my interview, neatness. I cleaned after the other lady. I love cleaning, so I didn't mind it. I was so happy that, I was like, oh wow, it's been a while I cleaned after other people, so I cleaned everything nicely. But while doing that, I saw that the difference between this job and my first jobs as a hairstylist is that the mirror has dimmed vanity light, but it still gave me that restriction, that kind of suffocation. It's like in your space, in your seat, and I was like, what is this? I can't do this again.
I'm sorry, but
in my head I was like, can I tolerate this for 2 or 3 days? I was like, you cannot. Then let's put it this way, when I was done, when I went to my studio that I've created for my guests, I realized I appreciated my studio more than I did, because at first I appreciated it, then later I was bored of it, but now I appreciate it even more. So when I did that, I was like, okay, interesting. Then we finished the interview. I recommended products to my guests. She's like, okay, I will think about it. Then I walked her out to the door so I could see her hair in the light, because that's what I do. I always want to see the person's hair in the light to make sure that everything is right. So she went on her merry way. Then I went back and cleaned after myself, packed up my bag. Mind you, I brought my own tools. I brought my own Dyson blow dryer. Their blow dryer was one of these generic ones for chain salons and stuff. So I brought my own Dyson, I brought my own shears in my shears rack, like a chef box. Finished it. So they were like, so do you have, so they started asking me questions. They're like, so would you bring your guest over here? We'll talk about it, the both of them. Meanwhile, while I was working on my guest, actually, the other one, the artistic director was like, so I'm talking about real estate, we are getting our first apartment together and our first property investment together and stuff like that. I've thought about moving, it's this kind of when someone is a queen, right, in their own world, and you go there and they want you to know that, I'm not just a hairstylist, okay, I have other stuff, like I'm above you guys, so just so you know, I'm one of the big shots here, I'm just doing this for that kind of, I was like, okay. And by then I didn't even tell them that I had my own studio. I had not said anything about that.
The is getting hot in this sweater dress. Let me turn on the fan real quick.
So they were just oh yes, well, we'll get our own first property investment together. I was like, okay, here we go. So I was just minding my business, acting like a new stylist, just doing my work while they interview me, because it's an interview. You have to be respectful. You have to, and I'm always respectful, so it wasn't even like, I was like, oh, okay, they're all investment properties, and and I was like, honey, I have investments in the stocks, crypto, dividend, REIT, all that stuff. So I was like, okay, at least this one. Then when I did my guess, the way I applied the color, they're like, oh wow, what's that technique? Then so he just focused, was like taking more ideas, Then when I did my towel after doing the ladies shampoo, he was like, oh, that's how you tie it. I thought I was the only one who ties it that way, and I thought I was special. Okay, I was like, oh, don't worry, you can keep in it. There are other techniques too. So I was like, okay. It's like claws, like I had this eye arc right there watching me. Okay, so that happened. I just remember that. So now let's continue. So after I finished with my service, I packed up my bag and I was about to leave. So they were asking me questions, right? So they asked me back and forth. I answered all their questions. They were like, so what can you, the play starts with you. That's all I can say. What can you do? What can you do for you? And I thought about it. I was like, frankly, in my head, I knew that. I was like, there's nothing really that they can do for me, because at this stage, I'm meant to take my, craft to the next level. And I could see that they could not give me that, but they can give me that income, to sustain myself while doing my own stuff, my other stuffs. But when they said that, I was like, it's not technique. It's not, so I realized diversity. It will be diversity. So I told them, well, I can see that if I'm in a place like this, it will give me the opportunity to work with diverse clients, to, push me out of my comfort zone to work with people other than my guests that I'm used to. And since COVID, you know, I work with my guests that I'm used to, so this will push me out of my comfort zone to work with others, and I'm excited about that, and that is the truth, right? But when it comes to artistic flair and all that stuff, I told them I always go to New York for my master classes. They're like, wow, you do that? I'm like, yeah, with my own money. So you see, like during the interview, I realized, wow, your artistic, you know, ability has really grown a lot, but the environment you are in is not giving you the ability to utilize it. Because I was looking at it, I was like, wow, if this is what they have out here, honey, at this point you should be thinking retirement, if not something next level.
You should only go where you are celebrated, not just tolerated. There are a lot of people who are in places and around people who tolerate them, but they don't celebrate them.
Other than your salon, because at this point my salon is next level. Even the type of work I do and the type of work I saw there, I was like, oh my god, bitch, what the fuck have you done to yourself? So when we finished the interview, they asked me all these questions. So you're bringing your guests? I was like, huh. You know, will they follow you here? I was like, huh. So when they were asking, it's like, wait, you guys want to give me a job, or you want me to bring all my guests here, which is not possible. And if that happens, then my salon space will die out. So I was like, wait, you're not trying to work with me, you're trying to work against me and take something that is my baby, that I've worked for, away completely, which I don't mind. But I know that I'll also lose some of my guests all over again and start from the beginning if I'm to. So I was like, this is, in my head I was like, okay, strike three. Then I packed up, you know, so they asked me if I had any question for them, and I thought about it. I was like, well, I loved everything I've seen so far, I'll think about it, and I love the relaxing atmosphere about it, and I feel that they can take me to the next level where I can be able to travel, which I was thinking, but at this point I don't think that was even gonna be possible. But you know, they will be able to challenge me with different types of girls. That's what I told them. Yeah, that's true. So they're like, oh, okay, anything else? What can you do for you? And I thought about it, like my answer was just generic. So I realized, wow, there's nothing really that they can do in the industry that will make me like, oh my god, another stuff, you know, that I'm excited about, like the way I was like the first year, second year. It's no longer that feeling. Honey, we are talking 8 years, soon it will be 10 years. Like, you see, I'm already almost clocking the 10-year mark. So when this happened and I was leaving, and then they were like, oh, is it the owner or what, or the area manager or what, was like, oh, go up there, stay in the corner, someone will come and check you.
Am I confused? Yes.
I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, check me. They're like, oh, someone will come and check your bags and all. In my head, I was like, what? What just happened? I have never been to an interview in my life where someone does that. And I was looking, I was like, all the Caucasians walked away. Like, I didn't see people checking people, but then again, the salon is at the back and this other part is in the front side. So I don't know if they checked them or if it was just me, but I was so confused. So I was like, oh, okay, no problem. I'll be at the top front. Do you guys want to hold my bag? Oh my God. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. Okay. So I was like, wait. So now when I think about it, I was like, wait. Were they looking at me during the interview for what I was doing, or looking at me to make sure I wasn't stealing any stuff or pilfering? Like, I did not understand, because now I'm like, wait, when they were looking at me like that all through this service, were they looking at me because they were enjoying what I was doing, or because they were making sure I did not pilfer from them or steal from them? So I went to the front, and then a lady came, their security person came and checked me, told me to take off everything. So I had to take off everything from my bag, which is my tools, my Dyson, my shears, my towel, I had to take everything, open it and show it to them, then put it back. And it's so crazy because they had to wait until my guest left. And I didn't even know that this was the plan. I thought they were saying, oh, you wait behind, thinking they wanted to ask me questions, and after that tell me if I'll start or not and when, and then I leave. I didn't know it was so to make sure I didn't steal from them or take anything. So I've never been so mortified like that in a long time. The last time this happened was TSA, and I'm a very well-traveled person, and that's why I stopped traveling by flight. I travel by buses and trains, because as a black person, when they say, oh, take this stuff, take your clothes, take your hat, I feel so embarrassed, like so mortified and so degraded, that when this happened, oh my God, it brought back so many memories. Like when I worked in my other salon, and I will be in New York, someone changes the schedule, and then I'll come back and they'll write me up for someone else who changed the schedule. I'm like, bitch, I'm in New York, masterclass, how would I'll even show them my handwriting, and they're like, well, we still have to make an example. Excuse me? Or it must be a cultural thing. Oh, you're a wild card, you're too intimidating. And I was like, sometimes there will be an envelope, we'll put it in the safe, and it doesn't go all the way down, it's stuck in there. They'll call, oh my God, Dove, you're the one who closed, right? Then I'm like, it's there. If it's not there, it's there. It has to be, because I made sure I put it in. And then when they dismantle the safe, they'll see that it was stuck up there. It never fell through.
Yes, we've had a little incident. Can you send an ambulance to 4352 Seneca? Yeah.
So it just brought back all these memories of suspecting you for your skin color. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? It's the reason why when I see a car, even if it's locked or not, I don't even pass by it. I take the other way, because I know how people are. Once you're black, every little thing they want, that's why I've worked so hard to build my clientele, and I've worked way too hard to get even this little I have. So when this happened, I was like, bitch, I have worked so hard, worked my butt off to get to what I have right now, and I just got treated like this all over again. Like, imagine finishing an interview, you're not even an employee, and they're like, oh, we have to search your bag before you leave the building. I'm so happy that they didn't do that to my guest, but my guest, she's from a different race, but her kids are biracial. So I was so mortified that I was like, no. So once I walked out the building, I was like, there's no fucking way you're taking this job. No fucking way. So once I got home, I had a chat with my landlord. He was like, oh, when I come back, we'll talk about it. And I was like, you can't make me take that job. So I talked to 2 other stylists, and they're like, and they are both Caucasians, and they're like, that has never happened to us. We went for an interview and they have to search our bags before we leave. That has never happened. They were like, you better not take that job. Mind you, this is 2021. September 20th, this happened to me. And the company's name starts with U. That's all I'll say, U.
Once again, I don't even know you, Moth. Who would have thought? It's a hot rotisserie mess.
Okay.
U. I was so mortified. I was like, there is no way you can. It was, and the way they did it, right, it was normal too. I was like, I came for an interview and this is how I'm treated. So from the get-go, they don't even trust you. So how can I be an employee with you when you don't even trust me? And you guys know me, I keep to my words. Trust is something I don't play with. That's why I've been single too, because I trust myself, I trust people easily, and when I trust them wholeheartedly. So when that happened, I was embarrassed. I was like, oh, no fucking way. I have worked so hard. I was raised the right way. I don't even have tattoo, piercing, nothing. Like, I don't drink coffee, I don't smoke, like, I don't even do alcohol, so I don't even do drugs, so it pisses me off. I was like, did my character just got challenged just because of my skin color? Like, are you fucking kidding me? In my head, I was like, this did not just happen. So I left, and then I sent it. My friend was like, oh, what's your WhatsApp? Let me send you something. And I looked at it, I was like, oh, thank your mom so much for coming in. Like, you know, I changed the topic, and she was like, oh. So I was like, wait, you didn't tell me this is what you go through. Do they search you whenever you leave for work or after work? And I never got a straight answer. What? There's no type of money that will make me want to put myself through that. I'm sorry. It's not worth it to me.
I was blind. I was so blind.
So, as of this moment, I'll play you this. I got a text from them for an email telling me, oh, on Thursday we'll tell you what next to do. So this is a voice call I just got from them this morning. So you guys will hear it. Not
Hi, Doug. This is Amanda Cuss. I'm the Services District Leader and Business Partner with Greg, the person that you did your technical interview with yesterday.
Oh, so his name is Greg.
I thought it went really well, and I would love to have a conversation with you just regarding your business that you currently have.
See?
If you could give me a call back today, that would be great. My number.
You guys have seen it. It's like, oh, you have a business. So what they do mostly is that after this, it's like, oh, so how can we transfer your business into this place for, you know? So I was like, are you guys kidding me? The other place I worked, I had 600 people. I lost them all and I left with 70. Why would I want to go through that again? So when this happened today, which is the 21st. So when all this happened and I started getting this, oh, on Thursday we'll let you know what to do next. They even ended me. I was like, guys, as someone that is black and an American, it's very hard. As an African American, and it's really hard. It's really tough. Especially someone that is well-traveled like me. It's really tough when you've worked your ass off to get to a particular point in your life, you know, and hustled a lot, you know. Character comes first, your person, you know. Then this happened. My mental state just went crazy. Like, this is the first time I've ever had an interview, and after my interview, I was sushed before I left.
I don't know where to start.
And I bet you they didn't do that to the Caucasians. I bet you they did not. I came for an interview, not even to buy, and this was the first impression. So I just wanted you guys to know that there's no way I'm not taking the job. It's not gonna happen. So if these are what they have out there, I'd rather go work in McDonald's. I'm sorry, I'd rather work McDonald's 2-3 shifts a week to help deal with my investment, to just keep adding to my investments while I keep my salon and work on my guests, because it's so mortifying. I have to be honest with you guys. Anyway, I love you all so much. Please let me know if something like this has ever happened to you guys. I'm a salon owner, a studio owner, and I went for an interview in a salon, a company, and this is how I was treated. This is so sad.
This is tired. I'm sorry, but
yeah, if I wanted to work with people, that ship just sailed. It sailed for life. Yeah, McDonald's, I wouldn't be talking to people. I'll be at the grill. I can do morning. I was a shift manager. I can do morning, evening, closing, all of it. Put me anywhere, provided it's the grill, provided I'm not talking with people, I'll take it. Like, except the management team wants me to help them. But I'm not going into McDonald's because to be in the management team, and no, I don't need any of that. I just want my check to add to my investments and to my stuff. I love you all so much, and I can't wait to see you guys soon in the next video. But yeah, this is my experience. Like, when I hear stuff like this, I always saw it in the movies, but in person, going through this was just so degrading. I'm too educated and too advanced for that bullshit. Yeah, I'll see you guys soon in the next video. I don't know how my friendship with my best friend would be from henceforth after this. I love you all so much. I love her, so I'll figure it out, and I'll see you guys soon, okay? Take care of yourselves.
'Cause I'm loving myself real good.
Did you guys hear that? I'm scared.
In a way that you never could.